Hello, all you wonderful people out there, and welcome to my media museum. Today, we're going to be looking at the films of Chuck Norris. And yes, this is a Bruce Lee film, but it was also the first Chuck Norris film from 1972, Way of the Dragon, released in the States as Return of the Dragon. And boy, that is one really reflective plastic case there on that one. But the reason why I wanted to show you both, this is from the box set of the U.S. versions of Bruce Lee's, and it's got the picture of Chuck Norris there fighting him in the Coliseum. So I did not know that as being a big fan of Chuck Norris and getting into Bruce Lee films back in the day. I never made the connection that Chuck had actually been in a Bruce Lee film until I started collecting his films up on DVD in later years. He did do a cameo appearance in 1973 in a film called The Student Teachers, and it's only available on VHS, never had a DVD release as far as I could find online. And in 1974, he did another Chinese film called Yellow-Faced Tiger, released in the States as Slaughter in San Francisco. Again, only available on VHS and has never been released on DVD as far as I could find on the net yesterday. But this is finally getting up to 1977, his first U.S. film, Breaker. And one thing that's kind of funny about this one is that it is listed as 1 hour and 5 minutes, both on the case here and on the disc. Once we look at the disc, you'll see it says 65 minutes, and it's not. It's 85 minutes, so that's clearly a production error. If you can see it there, it says 65 minutes. And I see you can see me. Hello, everybody. We'll do this one quick shot here because it won't have the glare that the plastic case had. So you'll be able to see it a lot better, especially if you're doing like me and watching these videos on a big screen TV. They really look cool, blown up like that. But yeah, this was his first U.S.-made commercial film that he starred in, not just doing a cameo. Basically playing himself as a karate teacher and the student teachers, like I said. I have not seen that back in the day. I saw that when I bought it on DVD. This was the first film that of Chuck Norris that I actually saw back in the day. I remember going to the drive-in and seeing this. This would have been 1978. And it is Good Guys Wear Black. And it's a great film. Any Chuck Norris fan is going to enjoy this film. And it did pretty well for him, I do believe. I think it was pretty successful. And it was one of the first ones of his that I got on DVD. You'll notice it's a snapper. It's the only one I have that's a snapper case. All the rest of them are clamshells. And you don't see snappers anymore. They were pretty much just in the early days of DVDs. Warner Brothers was a big fan of them. A couple other companies that were putting them out. But they died off in favor of the clamshells, which I do actually think are better. They're a little more sturdy, a little more durable. They don't wear out from being opened and closed, you know. And I want to take a quick moment here to show people that aren't aware of this how clamshells can be replaced. All you have to do is pop that top and bottom off of there, and you get it loose. So if you've got a clamshell that's broken on the tabs and you can pick up another used clamshell copy of some movie that you think's junk, you can replace that rather easily. It's not difficult at all to put that cover in and out of the case and snap those back into place to put it back together. So just quick little info there for people that might not be aware of that. All right, then moving on, getting up to what I honestly consider his fourth film, Force of One. He had a real good string of them there for a while after he first started out. The first few movies were just all really good action-packed films. And like I said, I'm a pretty big Chuck Norris fan. I really liked him a lot. Him and Charles Bronson pretty much made Cannon film groups what they were in the early 80s. And, you know, we'll get to that at the end of the video. I'll talk a little more about Cannon films, but this one does not have an insert in it for us. Just a repeat of the artwork from the cover. But moving on to, I'm not sure if I mentioned that was 1979 for A Force of One, but we're getting up to 1980 here with the Octagon. And really cool artwork there on the cover of that one. But yeah, all of Chuck's early films were really entertaining, really action-packed, fun films to see. And again, we've just got a duplication of the cover artwork on the disc and no pamphlets to see. So, moving on to 1981, and Chuck did seem to pretty much give us one a year for a while, and then he started getting real prolific and put out a couple. We had 1985, he even did 3. But in the beginning, he pretty much put one a year out here. So in 1981, he gave us Eye for an Eye. And Chuck Norris delivers the goods. Yes, he did. Many times. Thankfully, Chuck's still with us, but he hasn't done a whole lot in recent years. His last official film that is noted on the internet was from 2012, so it's been quite a while. This being 2023, it's been 11 years since he's actually done a film, and that was Expendables 2, by the way. And we'll show you that one when we get there. So moving on to 1982, Chuck gave us Silent Rage. And I have seen all these films quite a few times. None of them recently. In fact, pulling these out to show them to you all, it's made me really want to do a Chuck marathon and watch these. Recently, the wife and I have been doing the Rambos. We're down to the last, the 5th one. Now I'm thinking I'm going to suggest that we do these next. So we got a little booklet in this one, and it does have an alternate cover, which is kind of cool. It's always nice to see something different other than just opening it up and having the exact same cover on the back of the insert. But yeah, I'm going to definitely be suggesting that we pull us a series of Chuck Norris here and rewatch all of these, because a lot of them I have not seen in years, even though I have seen them all. So, moving on from 82 to 83. No, excuse me. We're still 82. This was the first year that he put 2 out in 1 year. So, again, Silent Rage was early 82 and Force Vengeance was after that. And I do remember that scene very clearly, him fighting in front of the neon sign on top of the building. An awesome display of spectacular karate action. Yeah. Pretty much, again, just a repeat of the cover, and no insert in that one. And all these I bought new as they were coming out. I wanted all of his movies, so as soon as I seen them coming out, I was buying them. So '83 brought us Lone Wolf McQuade. And like I said, all these. So if the insert's missing, it either was missing from the factory, which does happen, because I have friends in the DVDs too, and sometimes I'd get an insert and they wouldn't, and sometimes they'd get an insert and I wouldn't, and you're sitting there saying, hey, what the heck, you know? But it happens. Manufacturing, productions, they make their mistakes just like everybody and everything, and sometimes you don't get what you're supposed to. So I think this is a good stopping point, because we're going to wrap Chuck's up in 2 episodes for sure. So Lone Wolf McQuade will end part 1, and we will pick up in the next episode with the first film that he did for Canon Films. So I hope you come back and join us for that. See you then.